For our foam rolling series, Ryan's gonna demonstrate on the roller, and I'm gonna kind of talk through it as he's rolling. So this is something that we do every day when we walk in. It's an integral piece of our process and kind of gets you going and ready for the workout that day. So Ryan's gonna start by rolling calves and Achilles. And from here, he's gonna start with the roller just above the heel, and he's rolling nice and slow. Now, if some people may feel discomfort. We don't wanna feel too much, and we don't wanna make it to where it's like awfully hurting. It should be just a nice, gentle, anywhere from a 4 to a 6 level on like the pain level. If it's too comfortable, we're going too hard, and we possible damage or bruising the tissue. So right from there, he's going from the heels all the way up just below the knees on the calf. Once he's done there, then he's going to move the roller up above the knee and work on the hamstring. So this typically for people isn't too, I would say, sore or a hot spot. And what we want to do is just make sure we're rolling nice and slow, moving up from behind the knee, up just below the hips and the glutes. And you can work on one leg if you want to, or you can go both at the same time. Kind of working, maybe turning the foot in, toe in, a couple of rolls, and then working on toe going out. Then from the hamstrings, we're gonna work up to the glutes. So Ryan's gonna sit on the roller. Now with the glutes, we wanna make sure we're working towards one hip or one side. So as you can see, Ryan's taking his left foot, he's gonna prop it up onto his right knee, and then we're working slowly through that left hip, the left glute, and then notice how he's taking his time, rolling nice and slow, full range of motion there. Just for video purposes, we'll just do one side, but of course you do the other side as well. Then we're gonna work to the lats, okay, just above the hip. And from here, Ryan can do two things. First one, we're gonna have Ryan go arms up over the head, okay, he's reaching fully, and then we're just gonna slightly turn towards one side as we're working towards one lat. And the lat's gonna run all the way from basically the top of the hip bone, all the way up, back through behind the armpit here. So he can work fully through the range of motion there. And then even if he wants, he can really work and kind of even roll all the way to the side as he's gonna turn everything, yep. And then he's reaching that arm fully overhead. And this position might be a little uncomfortable for some people, so you can adjust how much weight is on the roller there. Then we're gonna work to the rhomboids, which is the middle upper back. So Ryan's gonna take the roller, put it right about the middle of his rib cage, give himself a nice big hug, and then from here, he's rolling nice and slow from basically the bottom of the rib cage up to the top, and making sure we're breathing through this as well is a good idea. And then while he's here, we can go through some T-spine extensions on the roller. So putting the roller right through the middle of the back, he's gonna take his hands, place on the back of his head, and then elbows are gonna come close. And from there, now he's just working on extending the T-spine, keeping the hips on the floor, and then exhaling as he goes back. Good, nice and slow, nice and deep breaths. You can work maybe 3 through the middle of the back, move the roller up, 3 breaths through the upper back, and kind of play around with what position and what spinal level you're at. Okay, then we're gonna roll It Band and Tfl. So roller's gonna go on the ground, and then we're gonna come on top. Notice how Ryan's left leg is long, and then the right leg is underneath, and the left leg is on top. So rolling right basically below the hip, right down to the outside of the knee. Nice and slow, nice and smooth. And then working up into the TFL area. So right up kind of to above the hip, slightly, a very small sac of muscle here. And then he's working nice, slow, and he can even turn into the roller and turn out if he wants to move, not just up and down. He can kind of turn onto it and turn off. Then we're going quad. So now we're on top of the roller. We're gonna go just above the knee, all the way up, right into the crease of the hip. And again, you can do this on one side if you want, or you can go both sides at the same time. Notice how Ryan now comes over. Now you can get all the way up to the crease of the hip, kind of up in that hip flexor area. Nice and slow, good full range of motion. If you find an area that's a little bit of a hot spot for you in any of these foam rolling series, you can certainly spend kind of like a pin and stretch type to where you sit on it and breathe through it. Okay. Now Ryan's going to hit the adductors. So notice how he's going to be parallel with the roller, and one leg's going to come out, his left leg's coming out 90 degrees. And now we're starting from the inside of the knee, rolling up towards the hip or the groin. And you want to be very careful once you get closer to the groin there. Nice and slow and working, again, nice range of motion, good passes on the roller. And that's our foam rolling series with the foam roller.